What up? It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you're tuning into World Combat Sports.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. Man, what's good? Hey, we one step closer to the weekend. You know the story. You know how it goes. The simulation in full progress, man. You know, it's Thursday. We're about to close this out and get one step closer to the weekend so we can do what we want to do. But also, it gets us a day closer to changing over the president, period. It has been an absolute fiasco when you look at the debacle that took place with them storming the damn Capitol in the first place. You know what I'm saying? The current CIC being impeached twice. It's just a wild. They tried to make it a wild, wild west. The OK Corral, man. But first of all, salute to everyone that's in the chat, man. You know what it is. What's good? SB90, what's good? What's good with you? Salute to everyone that's pulling up. Just give me a minute. I have to go in. Have to go in here right quick and hold up for a second. Hopefully everyone is doing great. Yeah, I'm gonna kick this off basically with the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury situation is going on, because as we all know, this has been an ongoing situation. Also coming off that February 22nd, 2020 heavyweight bout that went down and was just basically drowned in controversy. Okay, we cannot deny that Deontay Wilder lost his belt. All right. That's not even a question. J8 in the building, salute. You know, we can't even deny that Deontay Wilder lost his belt, but it's the fact that how he lost his belt and everything else that goes along with it. You know, with all the glove situation, you know, the stream being cut off, you know, the dirty fighting, you know, the entire situation that surrounded the aftermath of it all. We still have so many questions surrounding this, and being that the Tyson Fury is once again the heavyweight world champion, the way he's talking, he don't want any parts in Deontay Wilder being able to delegate retribution, being able to meet him in a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? He's not even acting like he wants no part of trying to step back in the ring. He's saying he'll never fight Deontay Wilder again. But we like, okay, if you're not going to fight him, then guess what? You know, just come off the belt, and then go over there and make whatever money you making with Joshua. And this is what I can say about this situation. Eddie Hearns and everybody else that deals with it, Bob Arum, they've been trying to take themselves, remove or extract Tyson Fury from this Deontay Wilder situation as easy as several weeks after the fight. You know what I'm saying? They've been wanting, you know, if they can have it their way, it'd be for all the belts. But, you know, due to a solid team of people that basically know how to read and handle the legality of the documents and everything that's involved in this boxing game, you know, Team Wilder was in a contract. And though they was trying to insinuate that the contract had pretty much expired due to, you know, COVID-19, and then put an extension on there and everything else. And Bob Arum said himself, and plenty of other people said the fight would not go on if it wasn't a live gate. We understand that. Could you imagine a fight of that magnitude not having a crowd? We can't imagine that. We can't imagine Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury without a crowd. That's crazy. So when Bob Arum was on here saying that it doesn't matter, COVID-19 doesn't matter. The hourglass keeps on ticking, and the days, if a contract says this particular date right here, that's what it is. It's kind of about the same thing that's going on with Shakur Stevenson, but here's a little different. He was taking step aside money. You know what I'm saying? His was a little different. But this is my thing. Tyson Fury has yet to defend a single title as heavyweight champion. So if indeed he steps over there to Saudi Arabia, whatever he's doing, and pick up a bag, his career is going to be tarnished anyway. His career is already tarnished right now. But I'm saying tarnished to the point where people won't even flip it like a damn old ass penny when it comes up in boxing talk and some of the best heavyweights to ever do it. His name won't even come up without Deontay Wilder's name. What's going on, IB? Salute to you, man. His name won't even come up. So we at a point right now where what's going to happen? What we doing? And see, every time I talk to Team Wilder, they pretty much is on the same record, on the same track, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time I've spoken, they pretty much said, well, Fury, I don't know what everybody else, but Fury is obligated to face Wilder. I don't care what Bob Arum talking about. Bob Arum can act like Wilder's out of the picture, and Eddie Hearn's talking about Joshua and Fury agreed on a 2-fight deal, but Deontay Wilder enacted his trilogy, his rematch clause, and he's still in the picture. And then people was up here, thinking that they was just gonna move Wilder out the way, put him in a closet, put him on the shelf, and go on about their business. No. Tyson Fury wasn't able to fight in December last year. He's saying he was gonna fight a tune-up and then go over here and fight Joshua. It didn't happen, people. That's why you can't believe everything you hear, especially when it's your favorite fighter. So now the talks have picked up again. Now they feel like it's cool to pick up the talks again in 2021. Eddie Hearns and Bob Arum. Now that we know that the fight has been in the court system for quite some time, there is a process, a due process that has to be completed before any fighter does anything. So, if a lot of people want to be greedy, you know what I'm saying, sagacious, so to speak, and go over here and think it's all about the millions, it's going to be legality to that too. So my only thing is, you're not going to fight. Just come off the title. Just vacate the motherfucking title and go on about your damn business. Because the retribution is going to be a motherfucker. If everybody has their eyes on Fury, they're going to scrutinize every little bit. What they was able to get away with the first time is not going to happen. And a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't have that faith with them to say, I 100% know that the fight is going to turn out the same way as it did in the rematch. They don't believe that shit. They don't believe it, people. It sounds good, especially when you're in a debate or you on a forum, you on a panel where everybody's going against Wilder. It sounds good, but in reality, behind closed doors, they pretty much optimistic. I'll tell you, I'll be a different person. If I had to do it all over again and somebody was trying to take my life, yeah, I'm going to be much different the next time around. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to cause me harm, in this sport of boxing where people die in the ring, and you want to cut corners and do that shit your way, which is the cheating way, then of course somebody going to come back and want that smoke differently. It's going to be personal. It's going to be personal, man. So Tyson Fury want to come up here and say he don't want Deontay Wilder. Cool. Take your ass on. Tarnish your career even more. You got down, you're a bona fide, legitimate, validated cheater. So vacate that strap and go over there and cuddle up with Anthony Joshua. But for what I'm hearing, Anthony Joshua haven't heard anything or received no paperwork. This is what I want y'all to do. When you hear this contract shit, Be mindful, right? Be mindful of this contract talk. It's just banter, y'all. We don't know what the contract says. They don't sit up here and scan a contract for us to see out here in the media. So when they want to talk about and use that contract banter out here, just treat it as such. Just treat that shit as general conversation and nothing more. Don't put too much emphasis into it until it starts to float around consistently from media outlet to outlet. Then you know the shit is popping off for real. But when people up here just saying the contract is this, that, and the other, and this fighter's gonna fight that fighter, listen. From what I'm hearing, Anthony Joshua hasn't received any paperwork to fight Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury ass in court right now. His ass in court. So y'all need to get on Tyson Fury and his team for lying. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. What's going on, Asia Math in the building? What's good? What's good? What's good? Said World Combat Sports salute at JIB, salute Kings for show. Appreciate you pulling up. So this is the deal. They're still in court, and there's a process that has to take place. And the due process of that has to come at the hands of the judge rendering a decision, people. I mean, y'all smart individuals. Somebody has to render a decision for this particular matter. This is a very meticulous but yet complex, and it has to be handled accordingly. It's a lot that's riding on this. It's a lot that's riding on this right here. And Tyson Fury finding out it's not as easy as sliding his hand down and manipulating the glove when he's in the ring. The court system is not like that. You can complain about what Deontay Wilder said all day long. You know what I'm saying? You probably felt some type of way about him calling you and saying and making those accusations about you. I get it. But if the shoe fit, motherfucking dance in them. Dance in them motherfuckers. If the shoe fits your ass, dance in them. It's not the first time you've been known to cheat. You trying to go over there to Saudi and fight Joshua for what? What they saying, 100 mil? Hey, go get your bag, man. Go get your motherfucking bag. But leave that title here. You ain't have no other choice but to leave that title here, bro. You can go fight for 100 mil. You and Joshua can go play around and goddamn, dance around in the ring and make it look all exciting with all the pyrotechnics and all that. But listen, even when you were champion, Tyson Fury, the UK wasn't fucking with you like that. They was glad to see your ass go off in a hiatus. And then that's why Joshua took over. You come back, you have to have Deontay Wilder lift your ass up out the gutter. You couldn't have Anthony Joshua do it because he was protected. So you had to stall out, buy your time, allow Deontay Wilder to keep his word and have you as a dance partner, allow you to make some money to feed your family. And then as Tyson Fury does, you go up there in the rematch and you show all those true colors that you had. It's only one color. That's the blackness inside of you, bro. That's what you used to when you was goddamn on a hiatus, goddamn weighing 500 pounds and shit, a dope fiend. When you was goddamn afraid to lift the shade up because the damn brightness, the sun rays will hurt your eyes because you was in there all doped up. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that you saw that was remotely to the damn sunshine was that powder that was going in your nose. You know what I'm saying? You was a crackhead. So now you come back to boxing. Just because you was able to get off the drug, so to speak, doesn't mean the damn wickedness haven't left your body. You still a mellow fact at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You still a motherfucking scoundrel. That's what you are. But you still got these gullible individuals that's out here defending your ass, Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to run away from Deontay Wilder, you do that. We ain't stopping you. Go ahead, get your money. Cause don't think you taking that WBC title over there. It might be a way though. You know, we're dealing with the WBC. Mauricio Suleiman might do some shit, y'all. I always gotta look at it. I have to look at the overlay in its entirety. Mauricio Suleiman is a crafty individual. You know, along with him being the president of the WBC, he will in fact come up with a way for either one, Tyson Fury keeps that belt. You know what I'm saying? You know, they have belts coming off the conveyor strap every day, every minute. So he might just implement Deontay Wilder as a franchise champion. You never know. He might allow the manipulated process to be handled and puppetized by himself. You know what I'm saying? Magically crafted by him. You know, sitting down with certain people, communicating, trying to derive a plan on how Tyson Fury can keep that WBC belt to go over there and fight Anthony Joshua. Now, if he does that, right, he's going to have to make sure all his paperwork is in order. The reason I'm saying that, you can't sit up here and allow Tyson Fury to keep that WBC belt and offer Deontay Wilder the franchise. But yet, he ends up beating Joshua, and you want to say he's the undisputed heavyweight champion. Because that'll go against everything that you're basically putting out there with Teofimo Lopez right now. So don't come up here with that bullshit just because you're in the position of authority and you can goddamn put the damn ink to paper and you can change shit whenever you feel like. This week is this, next week is that. This week is this, next week is that. We don't want to hear that. Don't try to say you're going to allow Tyson Fury to keep this WBC belt and put a franchise on top of it. And then if he goes and defeat Joshua, you're going to try to proclaim that he's the true undisputed because he beat Deontay Wilder for the WBC belt. Nah, that's going to be some bullshit. But we already know Mauricio, that's what he's about. When he came out with the belt, he was on some bullshit. So just remember that snippet was put out there. All right, Andrew Charles in the building. What's good? What's good? And, you know, we'll see what's popping with that. Yeah, 21 strong. They did say that. But, you know, Mauricio changes up so much, man. Mauricio, you know, it's according to how he get up in the morning, man. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 minute he say, Deontay Wilder deserves a rematch. And then, you know, Mauricio come out here and say, well, I'm proudly to announce that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is fighting for all the belts. Deontay Wilder will be raised to franchise. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's Mauricio. We have to see how he holds. We have to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We truly have to see, is he going to, how you put it, draft up paperwork that actually means something in this heavyweight fight? Because it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. But you cannot go against what's going on in the lightweight division. Because the why I say that is that's the only division that's been able to do anything with this franchise belt. Canelo did nothing and Lomachenko did nothing. Not until he faced Teofimo Lopez, the question surfaced as to what was going to happen with the franchise belt. We found out it was going to be transferable. Okay. But in this period of time, we have not seen anyone be presented with this belt openly besides Canelo Alvarez and Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, of course, why those individuals was the one that was selected, regardless if they damn sent the email to get it, it makes absolutely no sense because the criteria is all grainy and distorted. It's not like Canelo Alvarez is out here defending his WBC belt. It's not like Vasyl Lomachenko at 135 defended his WBC belt once. Not once. He vacated that shit for the franchise. So for somebody like Wilder, who was active, who was the longest reigning WBC champion at the time, they really wasn't giving him first come, first serve. They didn't recognize Deontay Wilder when he was the active reigning champion to give him the franchise, openly say, we're offering this franchise belt to Deontay Wilder. Because the way I want my format to be is, I want the seniority. That's the way it should be. The seniority of the WBC champions to become franchise belt holders first. So I'm going down the line. I want Deontay Wilder, I'm presented to him. And then Gary Russell Jr., I'm presented to him. And everybody else has been WBC champion. But that wasn't the case. Mauricio basically granted to pound for pound number one, just because he thought that the franchise belt attached to the name Canelo, everybody would just latch on to it with this sense of royalty. You know what I'm saying? They felt that Canelo Alvarez had this sense of royalty if he's designated the franchise champion. Hold on for a second, yo. All right, I'm back. Okay, check this out. 21 Strong say, let them fight and guarantee and writing Wilder gets the winner. Now, fuck that 21. Why does Wilder have to take a back seat? Why? Contractually, he covered his ground. That's what we demand of grown people, right? Especially in the sport of boxing, we demand you have your paperwork right. And he did. So we have to commend Team Wilder for having his paperwork correct. Why should he step back? I mean, we got too much of that going on already, man. Just take a step back. Just be cool. Just wait your turn. It is his turn. Just because you lose once in your career doesn't mean you have to continue to believe that you capitulating every time a situation arrives. If you know the game and your paperwork is in order, then you implement it. And that's what Wilder did. He wanted his rematch for the trilogy. So therefore, if they're trying to say, we're just going to basically jettison the fact that Wilder enacted his rematch clause and go over here across the pond and fight Joshua for millions of dollars, and Deontay Wilder has no say-so. Like, he gets no step-aside money. First, he has to approve. He has to accept step-aside. That wasn't the case. So what next? Last time I checked, Tyson Fury relinquished his UK license, right? His British boxing license, right? You know, because he thought the BBBOC was going to investigate him for eating uncastrated wild boar, right? So he came off that license. So I think you should say Tyson Fury should be the one who's being held accountable and say you should fight Deontay Wilder. Because for one, he stepped away from his damn British boxing license because he was afraid to get exposed, as they said on YTBC. He was afraid to be held accountable for what him and his team did back in 2015. Now, I know Mr. Caretaker has went back in seclusion, And he's probably, he probably had some people knock at his door and say, you need to chill. This is not something you need to, bring out in the open right now. We have too much going on. And if by chance they might have paid him off, they might have paid the man off. But the fact that he came out at this point in time to make it known that they told him to lie, it tells me everything we need to know to attach to Tyson Fury's character, which is already fragmented anyway. Tyson Fury's character is like looking at an old ass painting. One is chipping off and every shit. You can pretty much make out the picture, but the motherfucking just chipping everywhere, has really no value to it. But it used to look pretty decent when it was freshly painted. That's Tyson Fury's character right now. There ain't no way I'm gonna accept that shit, 21. That's some bullshit right there. I know it's your input. That's bullshit. Why should that man have to wait? That where I'm going. I'm from the South. You know where I can go with that shit. Why would he have to wait? If he has the paperwork, he has the goddamn paperwork. He shouldn't have to wait for anybody, man. Real talk. He has the paperwork. He enacted his rematch clause. So therefore, he should have every type of avenue to step back into the square and make that shit pop. Because we want to see it. Fuck all that waiting. We want to see this shit go down in a trilogy. We want to see it, if that was something that Tyson Fury has within him right now. If he has that punching power, if he is that crafty to pull it off a second time, can he go in there with what we know now and complete and get the victory? Can he go in there and stop Deontay Wilder again? Can he reciprocate his victory the way he did in the rematch? That's what we want to know as boxing fans, man. If you can do it, shouty. Show us you can do it. Make sure you tell your team there's going to be so many eyes on y'all. Serious. Fuck a magnifying glass. That's just one lens. There's going to be thousands of lenses making sure Fury, everywhere he go, he's motherfucking shadowed. As we call it on the drill field, bird dogging. They be bird dogging his ass. That means they're going to have some people walking around with him everywhere. Mate, hold up, mate. All I'm doing is going to the bathroom, mate. I know, we're going with you. We're going with you. Don't worry about it. You go in the stall, and we're going to stand up on the toilets in the stall to your left and right. We're going to just look over, and we're just going to make sure you're good. That's all we're going to do. We're going to make sure we have a visual. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you going in there, trying to do anything crazy. We don't want you trying to inject yourself with COVID, on fight night, trying to get out this ass whooping. We want you to be perfectly healthy there, Fury. Perfectly healthy. We don't want you goddamn acting like you slipped and fell. And you hit your head on the motherfucking toilet seat. And you coming up with all these damn freaking symptoms of CTE? No. We want you to be perfectly healthy to take this damn trilogy so you can get what's coming to you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. That's all we want to know right there. But we would definitely see. Listen, appreciate everyone who's pulling up in the chat, man. Real talk, hit the like button. It's always, a pleasure that people pull up, support 2021, new year. More, it should never be more people that's tuned in than the like button. You know what I'm saying? Than the likes that we have. Hey, it don't matter the number. Y'all just damn show support and it'll grow as it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to Teofimo Lopez. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about my boy Teo, that all of a sudden the narrative has floated around again You know what I'm saying? Like old trash, because that's what that narrative is, trash, that he's ducking someone again. Listen, I don't know what is there to say about this, right? What do you all want in the sport of boxing? When you have someone that was able to accomplish, real talk, because it was only minimal people going for Teofimo when he stepped in there with Lomachenko. When you have minimal people who was up here going for him when he was stepping in there with the pound for pound, Lomachenko could do no wrong. He was Matrix. He was the high tech. He was the top 2 pound for pound behind Canelo for the longest. But yet Teofimo beat him. And then people say, I went back and looked at the fight. Teo really didn't win. Yeah, he defeated Lomachenko. He defeated him fair and square. Lomachenko took the first half of the fight off, and rounds 8 through 11, he was able to come on, and he didn't get it done in the 12. You know, they was coming up with all of these inclusions, right? So I'm like this, right? Lomachenko was being lauded by so many people in the highest, the mainstream media. I mean, he was just the best that you can hope for. Even though he had a blemish on his record, people looked at that fight as if he was in a dirty fight. It was certain people up here that just wanted that shit to evaporate, vanish. You know, they really wasn't looking at it like he took a loss. So when he took the loss to Teo, man, these people was trying to goddamn just send him out with the first ticket going. Are we done with Lomachenko? And then Lomachenko didn't help the cause. You know, he was everything I said. I always said Lomachenko was overrated. When Teofimo called him a prima donna and a bitch over there in NYC, I was standing right in front of him when he said, I said, I really want to see how the man respond. You know, so it was a perfect time for him to respond because he didn't want no rematch. So he should have went in there and fought the first part of the fight. He should have fought the entire fight. But he wasn't in there like he was trying to win. So for him to show a picture of him in the hospital bed with little incisions of his right shoulder, and then he wanted to talk about the judges was paid. It just showed his colors that I always knew that he was capable of. But this is what gets me. This is going to be raw and uncut, like it always is. This is what these people need to understand that's going on right now. It takes more than a narrative to be pushed in a wheelbarrow with one wheel. And that one wheel is square at that. It takes more than a broken down narrative to continue to be pushed like we in preschool. If you're saying that a fighter is ducking another fighter, but yet he went in here and defeated 3. He defeated his motherfucking eliminator, which was Nakatani. He defeated him. No way Teofimo Lopez could have fought Richard Comey unless he fought Masayoshi Nakatani. Are those individuals not getting that? Like, do you not understand how that works? It's no way that he could have fought Richard Comey without fighting Masayoshi Nakatani. He defeated Nakatani. Where was the people that were saying, oh man, he lost that fight? The judges and all this. Nah. You know, he ended up giving Nakatani a head injury. He goes in there and he basically supersedes his performance in there with Nakatani by stopping Richard Comey in 2. And then he goes in there Lomachenko and win the belts. I think it's extremely ignorant and incompetent. And it just goes to show you how people are debilitated in recognizing certain truths that's right in front of them. You don't want to hold them accountable for inverting themselves into a bucket of stupidity and trying to hold their breath past a limit that they've never been in life. That's what I get with these narratives. It seems like people are trying something over and over again, knowing it's gonna fail. If you goddamn put your head in water long enough without coming up from air, Bad things are going to happen. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you walk up to a shoreline and you know you can't swim, you're going to stay around on the outskirts, right? You're not going to go in there. Barely, your feet might get wet. That's it. But you're not going to go out somebody in a boat ride and jump off the motherfucker into water that you know the current's going to be different. The depth is freaking unmeasurable. You're not going to do that if you can't swim. So what I'm trying to say is you walk around the shore as if you're truly swimming in something new. Like this is fresh water. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing something that no one else can do. You keep on somehow that was a connection problem. But check this out though. There's no way we can continue to damn tread in the same place after someone like Teofimo Lopez has went up here and fought a fighter like Nakatani, Comey, and Lomachenko. That is a trifecta that was tough as hell. Now, it's easy for Team Haney to sit up here and talk about who they would want to fight. No, we passed that shit, bro. The way I look at things in life, I cannot continue to talk about something without action. When I was running motorcycles on the street, right? I couldn't just go up there and goddamn hit the throttle back and forth because my shit sound good. It's motherfuckers out there that race every week. They're not gonna care about you rolling up on the scene. Come on, whoop, 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 whoop. Who cares about that? It's all about how you get your girl out the hole. That's it. Ain't nobody worrying about the same narrative being pushed for one fighter. Now, this is what's going to irritate a lot of people. Why is it that the black fighters are chasing these Mexican fighters around? Why can't you have enough leadership skill and decision-making process that you're in front? Why, man? Why can't you be the lead? It makes us look like we're incapable of making that decision ahead of time and taking the risk. You have to do better. If you want to be in front, you have to make the decisions to be in the front. Now, a lot of people don't want to hear this shit because, you know what I'm saying, we got Canelo as the pound for pound. You got Teofimo as the lightweight undisputed. But with that said, we have pending fights that we want to see. We want to see Charlo. What has Jamal Charlo did to try to get a fight with Canelo? Well, we never really heard Charlo come back again because first time, from my understanding, he turned down a fight with Canelo. But, you know, when Errol Spence come out, he want to say he'll move up to 68 to fight. That's reactive. We didn't hear that shit until Spence came out with it. That's reactive, right? So people want to talk about, well, Teofimo Lopez should indeed fight Devin Haney. He should, if he wants to. If he wants to, he has the belts, he has the decision making, he's the A side. If he chooses to fight Team Haney. Now, one thing that once again, I know people don't want to look at, but look, if you don't know by now, check this out, man. If you don't know by now how my imagination is, well, you ain't really staring at my freaking thumbnail then. I just look at stuff in a way that I know in the military, you had to make decisions. You had to properly plan, right? And you had to make a plan that had a plan B, C, D, and E. But though those plans were secondary to A, they still had to resonate like they was also holding the same status as A. Just because they was B, C, D, and E, those secondary and third and all that, they had to resonate if they had to be implemented, just like it was plan A. That's how it works. We never go into an operation with just one plan intact. There's multiple plans, multiple planning process. It's not no motherfucking just reckless banter out here saying Teofimo ducking Devin Haney, he should fight. That shit is old. Not only is it old, it shows a source of undevelopment and being able to think on that level for individuals who continue to say, well, Teofimo ducking Devin Haney. For anybody who believes such, after seeing a fighter go out here and fight 3 tough fighters, the hardcore boxing fans, you've seen Teo fight 3 tough fighters that Devin Haney does not have on his resume. You've seen him fight an eliminator to get to the title, beat the champion, and then fight another unified champion. Teofimo Lopez hasn't even defended his IBF title yet before he stepped in there to fight Lomachenko. He didn't even say, let me take a soft touch before I step in there with Lomachenko. He did it. Uno, dos, tres. ¿Entiendes, amigo? I mean, what? How clearer can it get? I haven't seen Devin Haney do any of it. Yes, that's my people, but also within my group of people, I have to call it the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to sit up here and tell you some bullshit that I don't even respect myself? Because some of us look in the mirror and we say, you know what? I respect what I see. And some people just walk past the mirror. I ain't trying to look at that motherfucking problem. I'm serious, man. Why are we still talking about Teal's ducking and running from Devin? My only words for building right now, as a black father and his son, who he's been in the game with for a long time, don't take me being critical of you personally. I'm not going to ever kiss your ass. Me and you the same age. The only word, if you ever take for nutritional value, what I'm telling you is that when you lead 135-pound division, you be in charge. That's why I said what I said the other day. I said, why wait around for Teofimo Lopez when you can be getting a head start on being a second division champion? Yeah, I've been the one that dragged Devin Haney for being an SMTP champion. Yes, Wi-Fi. So therefore, if you see what's going on with Mauricio changing his mind all the time, why don't you just take the initiative to abort? You're not quitting. You have become the interim and the WBC champion outside of the effective value for which we respect as boxing fans. That is fighting for the vacant or defeating a champion for it. That's what we respect. So therefore, your reign right here, period, has been diminished to the lowest appraisal possible. So if you want to stay right here in the lightweight division and continue to have people boost up, it doesn't improve your Wall Street in boxing at the lightweight division. It will never happen unless you are successful in defeating Teofimo Lopez for all the belts, if he allows you the opportunity. That's the only way you can clear all this shit up. But why wait? You are behind. You are chasing. You are what they're doing, clout chasing. Because right now, Team Lopez has all the clout. And they very well earned that shit. I don't care who don't like it. They earned it. If I did what Teofimo did, I would be going around here taking pictures and everything and gloating and braggadocious to the damn 10th power every fucking day you've seen me. Every time I get on IG, I'll be just sitting up there, goddamn, with the belts all on top, just loving them. Just like they all women in the physical form. I be loving on every one of them hoes. Because I earned that shit. You can't expect the man to do what he did and act like he wasn't supposed to get it. Yeah, he not only did he get it, but the thought process, his dad was saying this long time ago that what his son was going to do in 15 fights. He said the shit long time ago that they was going to step in there with Lomachenko. I know this because I was there, bro. I was there. This is not something that's just capping or made up. I was there when he was talking up the Lomachenko fight, and he wasn't even champion yet. So when they basically redirected and from the WBC, why am I still hearing that they ran away from the WBC tournament, which basically crumbled? The WBC tournament faltered severely. It was nothing anyone can get from it. Javier Fortuna facing Luke Campbell didn't happen. The WBC tournament turned out to be a disaster. And then to make it so bad, how I say the incompetence goes to the immature. The ones that are the ones that's lacking. I mean, I can go on and on, but the ones who are deficient and never holding down a position of authority. Any boxer that was in that tournament wasn't promised Lomachenko. So still we have people saying that Lomachenko dug Devin Haney. Find me a contract, because we always like, talking about term sheets and contract, right? Everybody want to call Teofimo Lopez a lie. So what if he was freaking capping about a contract? If you read the article in Boxing 24, let me read what it says to you all. Let me read you this article right quick. And salute to all the supporters of World Combat Sports. I appreciate you. This is not anything directed towards y'all. I'm speaking in general. Check this out, though. I would tell you, I would read what people are basically exaggerating, or in better words, bloviating the point in which Team Lopez said about the contracts. I'm going to read you verbatim. Just hold tight right quick. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button and drop that $10,000 super chat. Go ahead. I dare you. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm not going to read that one. Hold up. I just seen it, man. If I can't find it on this page, I'm just going to tell you, because I always like to quote the source. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I think okay. I think that's it right here. Okay, let me see. Damn. I'm looking for one specific part. Okay, let me see. The only person. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. I thought it was on this article. Maybe I'm aborting mission too quickly. What it says, too fast going through. Okay. So let me tell you what they said. Basically, he made the point to say, Teofimo made the point to say they would consider sending contracts to either Devin Haney or Kambosos. They never said they sent a contract because Bill Haney was everywhere talking about he's waiting by the fax machines with humor. But people saying that Teofimo's lying and capping and all that stuff when he didn't actually say he sent the contract over there to Devin Haney thus far. He's basically saying they would consider sending contracts out. Also, this out here from Teo say the only person that is trying to force a fight with me and he would get his opportunity is two guys, Kambosos and Devin, said Lopez. Teofimo will be better off vacating the IBF title and taking advantage of the short amount of time he has left at 135 by facing Haney. See, they always going with this vacate shit right now. You know, they talking that bullshit with Anthony Joshua, talking this bullshit with damn Teofimo Lopez. And then, you know, we seen it happen twice at 160. That's why Sergey Daryanchenko was able to get a shot at the IBF title because the IBF enforces their mandatory. Good for them. They say what's troubling is Teofimo Lopez talking about only having 2 fights left at 135 before he forced to move up to 140. If that's indeed the case, why is he wasting his time trying to negotiate a fight with Kambosos? Because from what I understand, the money is going to be much more over there. You know, but come to find out they had the COVID restrictions and everything that's going on. But, you know, if you're going over there to make some money after fighting 3 killers, why not? Why not give his mandatory the attention? Why not? Because boxing fans are never going to be satisfied. Why not give your mandatory when it comes to the IBF? Why are you just going to say, okay, abort? And then you're going to have motherfuckers out here talking about, oh, he dropped the IBF, so it wouldn't be for undisputed. Well, what do you want? You want him to goddamn drop the IBF so he won't have to face a mandatory and fight Haney? Or you want Haney to have the privilege to fight for all the belts? You can't have it both ways when the IBF enforces their mandatory. Now people are going to say, well, what trumps a mandatory? That's what they're going to say. What trumps a mandatory? Don't unification trumps a mandatory? Guess what? When the power play is in your control, as it is at Teofimo Lopez, he can choose if he wants to have Devin Haney as a dance partner. Now, if Devin Haney would have been in that position and Teofimo would have had that WBC strap, I'm pretty sure they probably would have made it complex enough for Teofimo to do the same thing that Devin's doing. Begging. That's what they're doing, chasing and begging. I was trying to see. I'm still looking for this shit. But I couldn't find it, unfortunately. But I really want to people trying to make it seem like the IBF has never enforced a mandatory. But yet they'll bring up, you know, Sergey Daryanchenko. You know, when Canelo Alvarez didn't want to, you know, face his freaking mandatory. When Gennady Golovkin didn't want to face his IBF mandatory. And then, you know, Sergey Daryanchenko lost both of those, so they put him over at the WBC. So don't put too much emphasis into these rankings because goddamn, Daryanchenko lost twice, and then they put him over there in the WBC to fight Charlo. Come on, man. If they want you to be somewhere, they will make sure you get there. Seriously. It's like hopping in an Uber and the Uber driver say, where you want to go? Just take me this place. Okay, the fare is already paid. Sit back and relax. Do you want any refreshments? Black Star TV in the building. What's good, my brother? Salute. Jones in the building. What's good? Lawrence in the building. Salute, man. Haney has a date already, April 2nd. I'm not worried about the date, Lawrence. I appreciate your info, but I know that already. I already know that. I'm speaking about the generalization as far as Teofimo Lopez. I'm speaking about the generalization of Teofimo Lopez. I'm speaking about the man himself in the lightweight division, Teofimo Lopez. Why are people believing just because Devin Haney is popular that he has to immediately run over there and face him when he's the A side? It's up to Teofimo's choice. If Teofimo leaves 35 and go to 40 without facing Haney, it's not going to matter. It's not going to put a blemish on his career. I don't care how many people sit up here and say the same shit over and over again. ABC, 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 CBA, ABC, CBA, CBA, ABC. The shit ain't going to make a difference. Say it 1,000 times. You're not in the equation. You're not the one sitting at the table. You don't have any influence on them making the decision to fight Haney. This is another thing that's going to have people feeling some type of way. If these people out here talking about Devin Haney has more fights than Teofimo Lopez, then why in the hell did you not make a decision to put yourself in that lineup before Teofimo came abreast with you and did it? Why weren't you far ahead of the game? If you have more experience, and that's one of the highlights that people love to chatter about, just like I tell Errol Spence has been in the welterweight division longer than Bud. Why haven't you aligned yourself to the point where you'll be far ahead of Bud Crawford? Why didn't Team Haney with more experience align themselves to be in a better position? No one actually could forecast on their team that the WBC tournament will implode and it will be absolutely for naught. So you might want to think about going over here if you want to go over there and if you want to try to fight Lomachenko. You want to put yourself in the mix? Because truth be told, Teofimo Lopez was absolutely going for that WBC title. How could they change directions, change course, and be placed over there in the IBF to face Nakatani? And that wasn't the first opponent now. Let's don't get it twisted. That wasn't the first opponent. I'm just saying. He worked himself up to that point to face Masayoshi Nakatani, and he got the job done. He has 3 people on his resume, he being Teofimo Lopez, that's better than anyone on Devin Haney's resume. It's better than anyone on Ryan Garcia's resume. Anybody on Gervonta's resume. It don't matter if you got 2 divisions or not. You don't have a top 2 pound for pound guy on your resume. You do not. So why should he turn his back around and pay attention to what's in his rear view? Seriously, that's what it is. Haney's in his rear view, man. If you want to be the one making the decisions, Team Haney, do yourself a favor, man. Look ahead instead of trying to catch up. Think about surpassing and not relapsing. Put yourself in the position to be ahead so they have to come see you. Talk to people. But yet you tied in with the zone. You locked in with the zone, but yet, you think it's still about IG. No. Look at what Teofimo was able to do without all that IG shit. He earned the heaviest bag of gold, and he doesn't even have to post on IG. It doesn't matter how much money you're making when you're trying to establish a legacy. My brother, wake the fuck up, man. Why is people still out here trying to say that he's ducking Haney? Nobody gives a fuck about a sparring session. You know how many people got fucked up in sparring? That shit happens all the time. It depends on who you sparred the day before, how you feeling, and all this other shit. There's some boxers out there that look like shit in sparring. They come in the ring and they show out. That's been the norm forever and a day. By the way, that thumbnail brother created. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, the IB. D-Ray said, welcome at Sports Salute. You had the straw champ. I'm not sure what the straw mean, but you're talking about the thumbnail. I do not participate in such except, off what I'm trying to implement as a brand. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people have to read and take it all in and digest the shit. You know what I'm saying? If they want to just look at the person holding in their left side of the nostril, hey, look at what they're snorting up. World Combat Sports. There's a lot of people that didn't see that's what it's spelled. But anyway, I appreciate it though. Who has the straw champ? Let me see. Gamboa has the third pound for pound champion. Best of the rest. We really can't put Gamboa in the mix with too much of anything, man, due to his age and how many times he's been on the canvas more than 15 times in his career. So it's hard to even put Gamboa as being the top of the food chain when he was coming off a knockout loss to Gervonta Davis, you know what I'm saying, at the lightweight division. No one on Devin Haney's record equal up to Nakatani, Comey, Lomachenko. No one. So not until recently. And I know I was the one talking about this shit. I was. Go out there with a date before the live that I started talking about Nakatani. Now all of a sudden, people are going to tell me, well, Team Haney is trying to call out Nakatani. Not really. They're just putting Nakatani on the list because I've been saying they should fight a common opponent, Nakatani. What they said. But I was saying Devin Haney should fight Nakatani. If they will fuck up Nakatani, prove it. Prove it. Just like Teofimo Lopez fucked up Mason Menard. Haney stopped him in 9 rounds and Teofimo stopped him in 1. That's a common opponent, right? It's a common opponent, just like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia stopped for Francisco Fonseca, in shorter time than Gervonta. When people are critical of what you're doing in life, maybe they want to see you do better. It has nothing to do with, having vitriol towards somebody, especially in this game where, some of y'all want to live vicariously through the IG shit, material shit. Material shit can be gone the next day. But a person like myself, I look at it like, can you stop fighting today and still live that lavish lifestyle? Did Teofimo Lopez, was he posting all the materialistic luxury, the luxury items on IG before he stepped in there and beat Nakatani? Was he on IG posting damn bundles of money before he stepped in there with Richard Comey? But yet, he defeats Lomachenko, and he's the one shining with the most gold. Because it doesn't matter what you post on IG. People are going to respect Teofimo more in the sport of boxing when it comes to the bigger fights, if he continues to take this momentum and build on it at 140 and 147. Team Haney may potentially be playing catch up and have people continue to talk about what happened at 35. It's going to get to a point they say, man, we ain't trying to talk about that shit. Well, we must talk about it because it seems like ever since you moved up divisions, now we're in 147 welterweight. It seems like you're still playing catch up. Why are you still sitting at the intersection when the light's been green for quite some time? Let us know. They're still going to be asking these questions like, why can you not be equal, if not in front of making the calls? You need to have the fighters chasing Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia need to have the fighters chasing him. Why in the fuck your mandatory is calling out another champion? I did a live on it. Why when the champion has a mandatory, but the mandatory calls out another champion? How is that possible? When you're the mandatory, you're the champion, you have a mandatory, but your mandatory calls out another champion. That's disrespectful. I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. It's disrespectful. D-Ray say, who's the Super Six? Man, I really is not really focused on who's the Super Six there, D-Ray. Only concerned about the Super Three. I'm only concerned about the Super Three. That's it. The Super Three is Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, and Gervonta Davis. That's the Super Three in my book. Because Lomachenko number 5 and Lomachenko number 6. So what I'm trying to say is that's my top 3 because he still has value in the sport of boxing. They still holding his 2 gold medals. Because his resume ain't all that shit for real. So he's still on the pound for pound list. Devin Haney isn't. Ryan Garcia isn't. Next for Gervonta Davis, I give him the 3rd position. Why? Because he's a 3-time world champion, 2-weight champion. You know what I'm saying? A 2-weight champion. So I got to give him his love, man. If he fights Ryan Garcia right now, I don't see too much wrong with it. Real talk. I don't see too much wrong with it. We're not going to see a fight between Haney and Tank. So scratch that out the way. We're not about to see a fight between Teofimo Lopez and Tank. Scratch that out. So what better person the fight than the person who's calling you out with all the social media shit they want to damn talk about? Go make some money. Put that shit on PPV. You got Floyd behind you. You know what he's going to do. You know what Oscar's going to do. They're going to blow this shit up. They're going to promo until the wheels fall off. And you know what? Gervonta's going to make a whole nother heavy bag of monetary cash. While people still up here talking about Teofimo ducking Haney. If Ryan Garcia goes ahead and get a fight with Gervonta, he would have did something before Devin Haney was able to do. Devin Haney hasn't even had a big fight like that. Ryan Garcia would have been able to achieve, once again, something Devin Haney couldn't achieve. He hasn't fought Teofimo Lopez yet. He hasn't fought Ryan Garcia. He hasn't fought Vasil Lomachenko. Man, y'all have to mesh these all together, man, and see what has conduit and what doesn't. And that's all I'm saying, man. They playing pursuit right now, hot pursuit. And when you play hot pursuit, man, doesn't mean you're gonna have enough damn horsepower to stay abreast with somebody's up here saying, you know what, I'm gonna fight my IBF mandatory because I can. If the IBF saying he has to fight his IBF mandatory, guess what the WBC is saying about the franchise? You don't have to fight your mandatory. So guess what Devin Haney's going to do? He's going to fight the Javier Fortunas. This is after them calling themselves, trying to get Lomachenko. He's ducking him. And then next is Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo's not facing him. Now they goddamn scramble. We're gonna fight Ryan Garcia. Nope, Ryan Garcia ain't calling y'all out. Y'all supposed to be boys, right? Nope, that ain't happening. Now it's Javier Fortuna, the one that they've been trying to call out forever and a day. How does that make Team Haney look? Come on, man. I expect you all to be in a better leadership position making the calls. I don't want anything you got. At the end of the day, I respect them as like I said before, my people. But I'm not respecting how they moving. They're in a bind. They're running through an obstacle course. That shit is shaky. It's not smooth as it should be. I'm not sure what you're getting at, D-Ray, because I'm not gonna go back and repeat something that's on replay, bro. That's not something you need to do when you have something that's accessible on replay. All you have to do is press replay and where I said it. I'm not gonna look. If I know you've been on other people, look, I know you've been on other people's damn panel, but you know what it is, man. You know what it is. I tell people, don't ever get it twisted. If you choose to want a dialogue, then there is the LINK. All right. I'm not going back and forth playing games with people in the live chat. This system that we have allows you to hit the replay if you want to check some out and then hit live. That's all you have to do. I don't need to go through a super six. Who does a super six at 135? Who cares about a super six at 135? It's just an opinionated assessment. What is true is about the top three. The top three, Teofimo being one and unified, is easy work. It's easy. It's easy. But I can't put Devin Haney because he has a belt. You know why? Because the WBC, look, the lightweight, he's ranked fourth in the lightweight. Fourth, y'all. Fourth. Why do I need a dang super six? The man is ranked fourth. If they have Devin Haney ranked fourth, then somebody needs to take a peek at that and say why. How can you have a belt and be ranked fourth in the lightweight division? T.O. Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis. Those are the only names you should be concerned about right now until Devin Haney comes off this Javier Fortuna fight, and then we see what the heck Teofimo's going to do if he gets the Kambosos fight later on. We might even see Teofimo do with the COVID restrictions over there in Australia. They might turn around and be right there for Team Haney once they come off the Javier Fortuna. They might be right there waiting. Last fight at 135 for all the marbles. Mano a mano. Grappio. They might be there, but we don't know. D-Ray, it's all love, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing talk. It's all love. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's replay, man. When people get on here and try to hate, it's replay. That's all I can tell you. Replay is there for anyone who wants to access, have the accessibility to it. Period. It's right there. Well, I'm just saying like this, like I always say. It's a lot that's out there in the lightweight division, and they already were successful in putting on one of the biggest fights in 2020 with Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko. Now they turn around, right? Now they turn around and make Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, which should be announced here soon. And then they turn around and make another huge fight in 2021. Let's just say it's Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. It's still enough time in 2021 to get those fights over with. Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis, and near the mid-year, end of the year, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. But to say that Teofimo Lopez is thinking about sparring, to say that Teofimo Lopez is basically been in there with tougher opponents than Devin's ever faced in his career, to say that he's ducking Devin Haney, I'm asking myself, why hasn't Devin Haney faced the tougher opponents? Why haven't Devin Haney stepped up and faced tougher opponents? Why? Why are they sitting up here trying to say, well, Teofimo Lopez, he may have faced those opponents, but guess what? He need to fight Haney. Why haven't Devin Haney faced the tougher opposition if he's the dang blossoming star? Why hasn't Haney placed himself in the position to be considered a front runner in the lightweight division? Why am I asking so many whys for someone who's actually competing in the sport? Why aren't you at the head of the class, man? You should have names on your resume that people respect, not an older guy coming off a fight with Gervonta Davis. That's bull. Are we supposed to respect that? No. Yeah, that's just a soft touch. Javier Fortuna. Why? What you want us to do with Javier Fortuna? He's been in the queue for so long. Now you say, oh shit. Let me see. Put that in a folder. Let me see. Put Facile in a folder. Teofimo in a folder. Let me see. Who else is next? What about Ryan Garcia? Okay, Okay, he stopped Luke Campbell. Let's see what he got to say. Yeah, I want to fight Gervonta Davis. Oh, put Ryan Garcia in a folder. Shit. Damn. Where's that other folder I had of Javier? It's been so goddamn long. Oh, there go that Javier Fortuna folder. Let's bring him back over here. Let's go back in the motherfucking archives and bring that shit. All right, let's see what Javier is up to now. See if he wants to fight. That doesn't bring you any more prestige as being the front runner in the lightweight division. That doesn't bring you any more prestige as being that in boxing in general. But you know what? The good thing about it, I must say about these fighters, is that they're young enough to the point where they have a huge landscape ahead of them in boxing to make these changes. That goes for every one of them. That goes from freaking Teo, Haney, Garcia, Gervonta. All these guys are young enough to basically put this shit behind them. This ain't the only division in boxing. This is what I'm trying to say. So it would be cool to see the command decision, the leadership take over and say, you know what, if y'all gonna damn just bumble over this damn undisputed for a whole damn 2021, it makes no fucking sense. At that time, you could have been planning on, okay, when is Ramirez done fighting? What's gonna happen after that? Start planning. Start being strategic for 140. Both of y'all said y'all only had a couple of fights left. The one with the heavy bag of gold is Teofimo Lopez, so he can just go up to 40 whenever he feel like. Mitch in the building, salute to you, bro. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do. I've earned the world championship. Okay? And when I say earned, I'm just generalizing. He has the interim and the WBC. Okay, he has that. So therefore, you can treat it almost like what Shakur Stevenson's doing. Shakur Stevenson was a champion at 26. Now he had 30. Now he's stepping up and say, you know what? I want to fight. I gave you the opportunity. I took the step aside, and you all were supposed to fight before December 31st, and it didn't happen. So now I want my title shot. I like what he's doing, bro. That's called taking leadership. That's called making command decisions. Because shit, we fuck around. Shakur Stevenson might be a 2-division champion before Devin Haney even get in the ring with Teofimo Lopez, trying to fight for freaking undisputed. Which they clearly said that Teofimo Lopez was undisputed already. So, AB, man, AB opponent, Campos, has pulled out. So from what I'm hearing, he might be fighting Mikael Rivera. So the only thing about this opponent, y'all, all right, let me show you something. And hit the like button. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. The link is in the chat. Check this out, though. Okay. This is speculation that he may be the one to step in. Okay, this is a fresh face. I always say this guy looked like Tito Trinidad. I swear to God. Much respect to Tito, bro. He's one of the boxers that I would like to meet before I'm in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? The way people adored Tito Trinidad. I mean, the love, the admiration his people gave him. It's just freaking amazing, man. They love Tito. This guy remind me of a younger Tito Trinidad, for real. So Rivera, man, a DRI fighter, Dominican Republic, 22 years old, young lion. Listen, let me show you something right quick. I actually saw this fight, okay? He defeated Darius Miller. Let me hook y'all up right quick. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me share screen right quick, people. And we're going to talk about my man, Mikael Rivera. So check this out. So there go Mikael Rivera, 19-0, 12 knockouts. Solid record, right? Solid. Lightweight. Check that out now. I want you to see that. Lightweight. He's ranked 16th in the world. All right? He's just coming off defeating Memphis' own Ladarius Miller. Now, you see the date. October 31st, 2020. October 31st, 2020. Now, peep this out right here. This was lightweight. That means if he faced Adrian Broner, he's going to have to move up. He's going to have to move up. Now, this is what it tells me. This guy's moving up there with a guy like Adrian Broner, who was obviously dropping weight. He's going to be the bigger fighter. Mikael Rivera has one or two things he can make happen. He can go up there and put a name on his resume because, Adrian Broner still is a name. He moves up a weight class and he faces Adrian Broner and wins. It's a plus for him because he improves to 20-0. You know what I'm saying? It's good for him. He's a 20-0, 12 KOs because Adrian Broner haven't been stopped. Adrian Broner has not been stopped. He will have to move up potentially to 47, I think. Now, they did not put out the weight class officially on what Adrian Broner's coming back. Adrian Broner told me in an interview, he said, yeah, I might come to 135. I knew that wasn't going to happen. So from what I'm hearing, it's going to be 47 or 40. It would be tough for me to see Rivera go from 35 to 47. It'll be tough for me to take that fight seriously with him moving up 2 weight classes. Because he's a thin guy. Like, he's in shape. He is a true 35er. But I really don't want to see him go up there and face Adrian Broner. I'm going to be honest with you. Mitch said Nakatani versus Haney is a great fight. I doubt it can be made as easy as a Fortuna fight, with him being ranked highly in the WBC and Nakatani being with top rank. Well, Nakatani just came off a fight with Felix Verdejo, and he's basically recovering from an orbital injury. All right. So it's no way that, in my understanding, that he can heal up, because his suspension, that's what was brought to my attention. So once again, I always go to BoxRec and show people how long is he suspended. They want to act like the man going to be out for 6 months. He's only suspended till the 27th of this month by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. He's only suspended to the 27th of this month. So he had an orbital injury. So Nakatani can return off that injury and still have enough time to have an 8-week fight camp. But look, it's up to Team Haney, who has mentioned that, they'll fight this guy, Lomachenko, Nakatani, or whatever, or Ryan Garcia, whatever Bill mentioned. But it doesn't make any sense to all of a sudden mention Nakatani last. That means he's not really on your radar. That's the toughest fight. Nakatani is a very tough fight. Because the reason why I'm going to say this is because we seen him get off the canvas against Felix Verdejo. But you got people up here saying, oh, Felix Verdejo, he wasn't scheduled to win that fight. No one thought he was going to win that fight. Listen, he was in a tough fight. Felix Verdejo was able to do something that Teofimo didn't do. But Teofimo won the fight. He didn't get stopped. So you have to give Nakatani his roses and salute him. Major Key in the building. What's good? The clumsy janitor in the building dropping keys all over the YTBC. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Major Key Boxing in the building. This is only thing I'm saying. Like, they truly don't want that Nakatani fight. They pushing for Javier Fortuna, someone who's equal in stature, not too tall. Come on, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Look at his opponents. If Devin Haney's supposed to be extremely tall individual, fight a tall fighter. Fight someone with the reach of Nakatani. That's all I'm saying. Fight him. That's all you have to do. Fight him. Stop getting equal to smaller fighters to step in the ring with. So you won't have, that much damn of a risk that you have to work through for 12 rounds. The truth gonna come out. I'm telling you. Like, listen, this is what I said before, and that I forgot to mention about the black fighters, the black boxers. You all need to start fighting one another, first of all. You're trying to sit up here and fight all the Mexican fighters because you believe that's your biggest ticket. But when I'm looking at a lot of y'all record, you're not even fighting one another. Y'all not doing it the way they used to. Why won't you fight one another? If you got to have another person in your division, all y'all can't be homies. So if you have a brother that's moving up, that's making a name for himself, call him out. That's what Shakur Stevenson is doing. I guarantee you Shakur Stevenson had a belt already, a belt or two. He'll be calling out some people in the 135-pound division already. I wholeheartedly, man, I believe it, that he will be calling out people in the 135-pound division. Major says Nakatani get a rose from me, and I was pushing Verdejo all the way. I know, man. Hey, I interviewed Verdejo. I like the kid. Everyone's not perfect. Motorcycles and certain fighters' contracts, you know what I'm saying, are not the best. They out for a reason. What is good? Major Key on deck. What's good with you, bro?
What's good, brother? How you doing, Scotty?
I'm chilling, man. Haven't talked to you in a minute. I figure you was out there grinding as always. Hope you and the family is doing great.
Yo, same to you, brother. Yeah, man, I've been working early, man, but next week I'll get back to a later schedule. And, I'll be up a little later at night, you know what I'm saying? But shit, man, I couldn't do it for the last few weeks, man. Just going to sleep early, like, fuck all this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not like COVID, you know what I'm saying? Like COVID, out of work and shit like that, you know what I mean? Collected from the government. Nah, I gotta get back to my grind and shit, I don't like doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
So anyway,
so you've been away from the YTBC for a minute. So how does it feel to come back to the YTBC and still hear people screaming the same shit that Teofimo was ducking Devin Haney? I was like, man, God damn.
Look, man, you're right. Leaving for a minute and coming back and getting a new perspective, bro. Like, you're right. I see things a little clearer than when I was stuck in it every single day. And when it comes to with Teofimo, man, look, the man he's saying that, look, if this Kambosos fight doesn't happen in Australia, which the whole reason he was about to do it was for the money, then if they restrict travel, then he's willing to send the paperwork to Devin Haney, and I think Punts actually called him out the other night about it. You know what I'm saying? And and so Bill was there, and Bill, kind of was mad at Punts, saying that he was making narratives and shit like that. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like he really couldn't respond to that question. Or at least solidly, you know what I'm saying? He kept flip-flopping on that one, you know what I'm saying? And much respect to Bill Haney, you know what I'm saying? He is who he is. And shout out to him. But at the end of the day, as fans, we want to get a clear understanding of what's going on. And so me, if I'm supposed to purchase something, I'm supposed to have an admiration for somebody and big up somebody and promote them, then I want to understand who I'm promoting. I can't go to the people that look up to me like, hey, my friends they casuals. They look up to me like, oh, this is the guy that knows about boxing. I gotta go ask him, right? So they come to me, and then I'm gonna be giving them some BS that I'm hearing. Nah, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta know what I'm talking about. you
Correct.
know? And so, and then that's where we're falling, you know, it's become a little lackluster when it comes to that as far as giving the facts out. And I want to know everything. I don't need to know about the money situation and nothing like that. I want to know who's fighting, because before social media, we really didn't know all the details. So I still don't want to know about that. That's between the promoters, the managers, all that. Like it should remain like that. But I do want to know who has the urge to fight somebody, you know, to get a belt. And that's what I'm worried about, you know, because if it's Devin Haney, I do want to see Teofimo fight Haney. But does he need to is the question. You see what I'm saying? He's not ducking Haney. He doesn't. Haney has nothing to do with Teofimo's career right now. But, you know, just to, you know, fuck with people that keep saying that he's ducking Haney, he might want to do that just because he feels confident. Oh, you know what? Everybody keeps saying that I'm not undisputed. All right, fuck it. I'll fight him right now because this other fight didn't happen. My mandatory didn't happen, so I'll fight him. But at the end of the day, he doesn't need to. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he's even mentioning him and saying that should tell you right there that, yo, this dude is really for the smoke. He really wants that smoke. He could have just left. He could have avoided the whole conversation altogether, like when people weren't mentioning Terrence Crawford's name. You know what I'm saying? The whole PBC was mentioning champions. They didn't mention Terrence Crawford's name. You know what I'm saying? And not that PBC got great fighters, because I you know what I'm saying, like shit. I love me some Errol Spence. I love some you know, some Sean Porter, his grit. I love Keith Thurman, even though he needs to you know you know, he needs to get himself a little correct before he takes on a challenge like he's been taking. But
hey,
you know
he cut
like,
his hair though, Major Key. He cut his hair, so he's refreshed. His mind is breathing, and he's got a lot of thoughts that's just seeping out right now. So he's on the hunt.
I always know all about that, bro. You cut your hair off when you try to create a new life, but I mean, like, I don't think his hair's growing back the way that shit was looking. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that's what happened to cats who wear them ponytails too long, man. That they cut them off, and they say, "Damn, I got a gap here, gap there."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
But like you were saying, man, this is the only thing I'm saying. Like, okay, if they was fighting one another, you know, those top opponents in the lightweight division, like we just want to put the matches together that has the conduit. Which ones are meshing together, you know, in the media? Okay, cool. That's usually the best fight the best. But there now, you get Ryan Garcia that wins. He doesn't want to fight the mandatory Devin Haney with the belt. He wants to call out Gervonta Davis. Boom, put that to bed. No one's talking about it. They treat Devin Haney like he's second best again. Then Teofimo Lopez really didn't put Devin Haney to bed. He just basically said, I'm fighting my IBF mandatory. I just got off 3 killers row. I'm good. Yeah. And then Gervonta Davis and Haney, that wasn't even nowhere close to being made. So who's next? You know, you got to learn how to lead from the front. If Javier Fortuna and you scraping him from the bottom of the bucket, then that's where you put your place right now in the lightweight division to scrape from the bottom of the barrel. And you know, you should let this be a lesson learned in the lightweight division to when you move up to 140.
Yeah, I agree, man. Look, at the end of the day, okay, so when we come to Ryan Garcia, he should be fighting Devin Haney. And as a matter of fact, I think that's a better competition for him, because I feel like he's got some things he needs to work on. Because if he fights Gervonta Davis right now, don't get me wrong, they both lack defense and they both have power, so somebody's getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, casuals will lean towards Gervonta, casuals will lean towards Ryan. When you come to it, though, when you really think about it, any of them could get caught. You know what I'm saying? And that's a dangerous fight for both of them. You know, and I don't think that's for me. If I was on a business aspect of it, if I was advising or managing one of them, I'd be like, look, man, look, we need about a couple more fights so you can work on this before we jump into that. You know, on both ends. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be surprised if Mayweather actually allows that. If Mayweather allows that, then Mayweather feels like Gervonta's probably got something in the bank that Ryan Garcia didn't see. But Ryan Garcia, on my point, you know, from my angle, I think that he needs something to work on because number one, like I said, Gervonta is southpaw. This dude did not do a good job against Luke Campbell, keeping his foot on the
Check the
outside.
box on that shit.
Huh?
I said, check the box on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, he didn't keep his foot on the outside. That's why he got dropped with the left hook. You know what I'm saying? From Luke, and what he needs to do, he needs to go back and study. He needs to go back and try to master his craft. And right now, he's depending on his power and speed, and that's not going to hold you up for too long when you get into the A-class fighters.
That's true words, man. Luke Campbell gets no press play today, man, because I always felt that he was good enough to be second. He was comfortable with it within his within his mind. There's a cushion there. There's a room just for him to put his foot up in the heat of battle and just chill there until the fight was over, and then say, "Okay, cool, I'm going home." I was irritated with Luke Campbell. He should have did more. But speaking of the heavy hitters in the lightweight division, I just was talking about this because they're speaking about Teofimo lying about the contract. And I have to tell you all, boxing isn't about morals and principles. People lie all the time. That's what they do. In boxing, they lie all the time. So don't get extremely agitated just because Team Lopez had mentioned something about a contract. You all want this fight so bad for Team Haney to fight Lopez to the point, if by chance, okay, and I don't like prognosticating negative outcomes, but I'm saying if by chance he gets the shot with Lopez and he doesn't come off the victor, what is next? Y'all putting all this drive and momentum. What is next? How is he going to respond with one loss on his record? Because y'all are putting the sense of urgency for Haney to face Lopez, and you think it's going to be a wash.
Look, man,
it's going to be a wash.
In World Combat, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the same reason I'm saying that Ryan Garcia got a better chance at beating Haney than he does Tank. So, what do you think I feel about Teofimo Lopez being the fucking dominant force in the 135 division? You already know I'm siding with Teo on that one, and it's not even because he's Hispanic or anything like that. So anybody can push those narratives aside. But the fact of the matter is, man, Haney gotta fight somebody, man. We got to see him right now. I can't go to the betting booth and say I got $1,000 on this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't seen nothing from him. So how am I supposed to go bet on him? If you go do that, that's asinine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like just betting on some random shit because you believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. You have to show me something that makes the bettors. Because when you start increasing the odds in Las Vegas, you start, building that type of platform that shit, there's going to be pay-per-view buys. Oh, even without the gate, because the gate, of course, is going to be great. But you know what I'm saying? Like if we could open the shit up to the gates, but if it's still COVID for whatever reason, then the buys or the views, things like that, things that give them the additional money. We need to worry about all of that. But as a person that's advising, if I was advising him, I'd be like, look, man, like it's not your time. Like wait for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like wait for a minute. Just wait. Like stop calling this guy out, man. Fight somebody else. Prove to people that you can be in the ring with him. Prove to him that you can be in the ring with him. Because then that you're talking about A side right now. You're not really the A side. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to hear about A side, B side, or anything like that. But let's honest, since they're talking about it, you're not the A side, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got a regular WBC champion. He's got the fucking franchise, whatever you want to say about that, but he got all the other 3 belts. You know what I mean? And the Ring magazine. So I mean, what do you want people to believe? Like you want to believe just because you say that you're the best? Just because you say that you're worth more, we need to believe that when he actually proved that he's that great? You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a difficult conversation when you're talking to a casual. But for me, man, I feel like we understand this shit, man. Shit needs to he needs to put in a little bit of work, man. I like the kid, man. I love Haney, bro. I like the way he fights. A little boring, but doesn't mean that he's not great. The reason that he seems boring is because he's boxing from the outside and people are letting him. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a great job at keeping him at bay. So not taking nothing away from him. but I want to see him against an aggressive fighter to show me that, hey, he can handle that. You know, right now he hasn't shown that. He's just been taking easy work.
And see, that's my whole point. Competition. That's it. I just need for you to elevate your competition to a more quality level of opposition. You know, ones that we can look at and say, you know, that's a dangerous fight. It has some risk in it. Let's go. Let's see Haney go in here and fight this fight. I'm not looking for him to go in there and lose. I'm not at all. He can box, but his resume comparable to what the Lions that's up there at the top 5 is doing. I'm just watching everybody else make moves, and I'm trying to see who's leading from the front and who's leading from the back. And if you consider yourself a top dog, riding in the back seat is not where you want to be. You want to be the one up front directing traffic and telling them that where you want to go. Just like Teofimo Lopez saying, I want to go over there and fight my IBF mandatory. I don't have to stay here and fight Haney. I just came off of Lomachenko. Have him fight one of those 3. Fight Richard Coleman, Nakatani, and Lomachenko. Go ahead. So when I get off my damn mandatory, then we can link up.
And that's one of the problems, Scotty, is that a lot of people, like, you know, they're not looking at other people. For example, they're not looking at Richard Coleman, Linares. They're not looking at Fortuna. They're not looking at Nagatani. And so they try to rank everybody accordingly based on their favorites. But that's not how boxing works, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not how boxing works. Like you still, they started excluding, but they don't even talk about Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're talking to people like you and myself, or you know, like boxing pugilists that actually pay attention. You know what I'm saying?
Lomachenko is still in the lineup. You know, he's recovering from his shoulder, but whether he comes back for 35 or just stays at 30, it remains to be seen. But
yeah. But he's still like since his last fight was at 135, you would still put him up there in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, there's people that haven't proven as much as he has already. You know, and so that's what I mean. Like you know, hopefully he goes down to 130 because I think he's better off at 130. But you know, he's a great fighter. But I think if he really wants to last in this sport, especially at his age and his style of fighting, he should go down to 130. But you know, it is what it is. Like at this point, though, he has actually stepped up to 135, and Mikey Garcia went up to try to fight Errol Spencer at 147 after he stepped up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's for a reason.
Hey, I wanted to ask you this, Major Key. You know, AB's opponent dropped out, so assuming balancing the scales is going to be a 140, 147 for AB. I'm just taking a ladder, 147. But his opponent fell out, Peter Camper, I believe that was his name, and they're talking about Mikael Rivera. You know, the blooming lightweight.
I think at 135. You think he's going to go up to
135? So he's talking about being a step in at what potentially a catch weight, of course, a catch weight. So that catch weight is going to be close to welterweight. He's 19-0. I'm not sure what he what he has going on. He's doing it for the money, but
yeah, I wouldn't advise that at his young career, man, because he hasn't proven anything either, man. And I like the kid, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like it's the same thing. Like I said earlier, man. I'm gonna keep the same energy. Like you can't be doing shit like that if you're not prepared, man. You got to show somebody something. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So you know, I like AB too. I like AB at 140 better than I do at 147. Just like I like Mikey Garcia better at 140 than I do at 147. But yeah, I don't think Michelle Rivera should be doing that shit, man. If he does something like that, man, you know, I'll be a little concerned about that fight for him, man, because you know people gonna be like, oh yeah, you lost and this and this and that. You know what I mean? You know, some people will be like, so the AB lovers will be like, oh yeah, but he lost to AB, one of the, you know what I'm saying? But then one of the best people ever, you know, and then other people gonna be like, well, you know, AB already had 4 losses. Like AB he didn't really live up to his potential. So, you know, you're gonna see different aspects from that, and it probably fucks up his career. I wouldn't like to see him do that at all.
True words, man. That's good shit. You know, I just hope AB gets an opponent, and I know he's been training his ass off down there. So, yeah, we really don't know what we're going to be in store for AB, but yeah, I'm wishing him the best, man, coming back to the square, of course. You know?
I want to see him do good, man. Hopefully he stays dedicated. But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What the fuck you think about that Kovalev fucking popping for steroids after he killed somebody in the ring already, bro?
Yeah,
Kovalev,
he tested for synthetic testosterone, and I'm saying, you know, once a dude, you know, that's used to doing grimy shit, man. Old age, you never know what's going on with Kovalev. But I have to tell people like this, Major Key, we're dealing with boxers. Boxers get punched in the head. It may get sometime in their life they can be in training camp and they may be nursing the injury, and they feel that they need some more oomph, or they may be injury free, and they just need a little bit to get through the damn 2 days, 3 days. So they say, you know what, I gotta get on this shit. I need some more energy. I'm gonna try to. I promise you, I get off at the right time, and they don't. Because they don't know when
that dude in your corner
showing up. You know?
What's that dude's name? Especially if you got that dude in your corner. What's that dude's name? The white dude that Freddie Roach got mad at. That Mayweather had him in the corner. The white dude with the tattoo on his neck. I forget his name, Michael or something or some shit like that.
Who?
You know what I'm talking about?
The guy that was in Kovalev's corner.
No, he was in Pacquiao's corner, and then after that whole shit happened. Because he tried to serve Manny a drink that Manny felt funny about, and then Freddie Roach kicked him out the gym. And then
but Freddie Roach said he had been seeing him get that drink for a long time, and every time he asked about it, and the guy said, "Never mind," you know, he brushed him off and he gave Manny that special drink.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I forgot his name though. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name too. Yeah, because people stopped using him. That's why, like a couple years ago, after all that shit. But anyway, like my point being that yeah, man, like people like that will slip it like, hey man, you know, hey, listen, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that peer pressure, hey, listen. But still, Kovalev as a champion, man, look, I felt bad. I felt particularly me myself. I feel like he got robbed with the first Ward fight. The second Ward fight, a little fishy, but Ward won, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when it came to the first one, I felt like Kovalev got the edge on that one. Man, he should have gotten a nod. But you know, Andre Ward was cool, just the same way we see with everybody else. When you cool with a network and they got your back, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I felt like that. So for me to be pissed off at Kovalev for right now, because I'm telling you right now, bro, that's some bullshit. You don't fucking cheat, bro, in boxing, man. You could put somebody in the cemetery, man. You could put somebody in the cemetery by being all juiced up like that, bro. You know, I remember when MMA and UFC started getting popular back in the early 2000s, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I had friends that were doing that shit. They were training for that, and they used to be juicing up, bro. They used to be acting real stupid on the weekends, bro. Like juiced up. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? They even got like weird with me. I remember this dude wanted to fight me and shit. And I was like, listen, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, because I was security in the front desk. He worked in the same security company, but he lived in the building that I was working at. And he tried to get wild with me. I was like, listen, bro, I'm going to walk away from you because I can tell you on some shit. But I'm going to tell you right now, bro, if you fucking even throw a blow at me, nigga, I'm the type of nigga that's going to knock at your door tonight. And when you look through that peephole, I'm going to bust a shot right through it. And they just apologized to me the next day and shit. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing my rounds by the pool and shit. Yo, my bad, bro. I didn't mean that. You know, I was fucked up. I was like, yeah, I can tell, bro, but don't ever do that shit again. You know what I'm saying?
See, some of these cats, man, they're much different when they get intoxicated. But what I've learned with boxers, though, combat sports, you know, fighters in general, you have to always remember you're talking to someone who competes by getting hit in the body, the head, all of that. So I've been in an interview before with this dude who his eyes started to get glossy, and he started breathing hard. I'm not gonna say, you know, what city he was in, but this is fresh. This is quite fresh last year. I said, you good, bro? I said, you good, bro? He said, give me a minute. And then he started shadow boxing this shit. And then he came back. After he shadow boxing, look, he said, man, I apologize, man. I just had a moment, this, that, and the other talking about. And I understood it. I understand he had a moment. I saw it. I felt it. And I let him ride. I let him ride that moment out. And the interview was over. See, I couldn't ask him anything else because his mind wasn't there anymore. to keep it going. So I always know, these boxers talking about people lying. Yeah, boxers gonna lie. People lie. You know what I'm saying? So fuck it. Don't act like Teofimo is supposed to expedite y'all the contract. If you all do the fight, Javier Fortuna, in April, go get that fight. Cool, do it. And then we'll see at the end of the year if you get your fight with Teofimo Lopez. Because my money on Lopez.
Yeah, man. And I think that it's just a matter of, like
Lopez for a 9th round stoppage.
All right, got you. 9th round stoppage. But yeah, I mean, I get that 1,000%. Like, he just needs to build a credible following, because right now, I know it's not translating numbers. His Facebook followers or whatever, Instagram followers, it's not really translating like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, Ryan got all these little girls that, I guess they talk their dads into buying the shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis does a good job of that too. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why he wants to fight Gervonta Davis first. It's not because he's ducking Haney, because the harder matchup is Gervonta Davis, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So what it is that he's trying to make more money for each fight, and he's confident that he can beat them. So, when it comes to Teofimo, though, Teofimo was trying to go to Australia to, travel and fucking make some money. He feeling himself. He on a high horse, like, yo, I'm calling the shots right now. Shit, I'm gonna go to Australia and make this $10 million. But shit, it fell through. It didn't happen. So now he's considering Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
why not? He should be able to to redirect, and he chooses to face Devin Haney. I don't think no way, shape, or form that he's somewhat fearful of stepping in the ring with Devin Haney. I truly believe in his heart of hearts, and people who will tune into this fight will always think there's going to be a possibility for someone to get dropped. Seriously, I don't see Devin Haney dropping Teo, but I may potentially see, Devin Haney dropping. Teofimo Lopez dropping Devin Haney, just because the fight styles are different. It's going to be different. I believe Teo is going to try to make it grimy in there, and he's going to be able to touch Devin on his chin, and we'll see how good Devin's chin is.
Yeah, because everybody knows that Devin Haney is going to look for the counterpunch, and Lomachenko was kind of the same way for the first 6 rounds, and he didn't bite on Teofimo didn't bite on any of his feints. You see what I'm saying? That was one of the major keys to that fight, was that Teofimo didn't bite on any of the feints for the first 6 rounds. But yo, beyond that, what do you think about the Jamel Herring Frampton possible matchup, and also with Virgil Ortiz versus Maurice Hooker?
Man, listen, this Frampton, they're basically trying to say they're going down to February 27th, but Shakur Stevenson's trying to get that block, man. He's trying to say, nah, y'all had to December of last year to make this fight happen, and you didn't make it. And Shakur Stevenson taking step aside money. So now he's demanding that he fight for the title. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about what he's doing. I appreciate that. But I'm liking that fight with Frampton. The way Frampton did Tyler McQuarrie, he went in there and gave it to him. That dude was tall. That dude was tall and everything.
Not for nothing, but Frampton got great foot speed, and is the way he fights loose. So I would love to see that fight, because Shakur Stevenson is on a different skill level than all these people. You know what I'm saying? And for Carl Frampton, though, you know what I'm saying, he's got skills, but he's also at the latter part of his career. So that would be like a really, really good fight for me to see. That's why I asked you about it, because for me, that's a great fight. I love the matchup. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's if it's Jamel Herring, I think Carl Frampton might outpoint him, but Shakur Stevenson is probably the better option, because that's more of a close fight, and Shakur Stevenson would probably pull that one out because of the fact that he's younger, fresher, and he's gonna be able to counter. But Carl Frampton is nice, though. He's gonna bring the pressure. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a great fight. I'd love to see that one versus a lot of this other bullshit that we're hearing. But then, what do you think about that other fight with Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Hooker?
I like that fight, man. You know why? Because I didn't appraise that fight too high for him and Samuel Vargas. but I do know that he has, skills. Virgil Ortiz has skills, and he's trying to make a dent. He's trying to make himself. He's trying to etch his name at the top of the welterweight division. Is he going to do this with Maurice Hooker, especially if he goes in there and knocks him out? It might. Maurice Hooker still has a name, and I just want to see with him being over there with Bo Mack, has he gotten better? That's all I want to see. I want to see a damn good fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. Hell yeah, I'm tuning in for Maurice Hooker, Virgil Ortiz. Absolutely.
Word up. Yo, and shout out to the chat. I see Terrence Bailey Sr. here. Salute, brother. Again, always appreciate you for your service. Yo, King Mitch, D Ray, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat, man. Michael Lewis, everybody up in the chat, bro. But yeah, man, I think that Virgil Ortiz is a beast, man. And I think that Jose Ramirez is not as skilled as Virgil Ortiz and not as fresh. And to me, Ramirez is a little more punch drunk at this point of his career. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I feel like Virgil Ortiz, man, is going to hand Hooker an ass whooping for real, man. And especially since he's moving up right now, right? Like I didn't even know he was moving up. And he's moving up to 147 to take this fight. Fuck, man.
Who?
Maurice Hooker.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just wish Maurice Hooker would have stayed and took that fight at 143 to 142, 143 Regis Prograis, man.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Prograis right now, man. I want to see him too. That's another one that right now nobody's talking about because he's not doing anything. But I want to see Prograis come back and do some big shit because I like Prograis style, man. You know what I'm saying? He got that New Orleans flavor. You know what I'm saying? I know that he fights for real. You could tell the way he talks. Like you could tell when somebody's real. They're talking to you, and you could tell they're real. You know what I'm saying? He's not faking for the cameras. He's just a real dude. You know what I'm saying? If he loses, he loses. If he wins, he wins. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna go in there and fight, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right about that. That's what's up, man. I don't know what was going on between him and Regis Prograis. That shit fell out of COVID. But when they came back, they didn't want to fight at the right weight class. They was trying to fight at 47, and Regis like, hell no, I ain't going to 47 right now. I'm fighting at 140. So the contract was voided. So now we have Maurice Hooker fighting a tough opponent, in my opinion, outside of, his other one, and Virgil Ortiz. So a lot of people are giving the nod to Virgil Ortiz in this one.
Yeah, I am too, bro. And what ladder is Boots climbing? Because I want to see him too. Like what ladder is he climbing? Have you paid attention to that? Like if is he climbing a WBA, WBC, WBO? Like what ladder is he climbing to get? Because right now, like he's somebody that should already be on like pay-per-view right now.
See, you saying Jaron Ennis, right?
Yeah, Boots, yeah.
Boots, I can tell you right now, because I could have sworn Boots was going the IBF route at one point. Let me check him out right quick. So
because whatever route he's doing, man, he gotta start like because come on, man, the clock is ticking. You know what I'm saying? And he's nice right now. Like right now, he's knocking people out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And shit.
So Jerome Ennis,
I want to see him get in there.
Jerome Ennis is 7th in the WBO. All right. And also, let me see, he ranked in the okay, he's 10th in the IBF. Let me see if he's top 5 anywhere. Okay, I don't even see him ranked in the WBA. So exclude that. And then Jerome Ennis over here, the WBC. I don't even see him anywhere close.
So the WBO is the best route?
WBO, dog.
Damn, bro. Like he gotta put in some work, man. Who's on that list? Because I'm sorry, I'm talking to you from my phone, so I don't have my laptop.
You have Sean Porter and let's just start the WBO rankings. You still have Porter. They have Virgil Ortiz, Mikey Garcia, Custio Clayton, Kavalaskis. I mean, that's some pretty decent name to get up there. And one of these guys is gonna have to fight Kavalaskis coming up through it. You just can't skip over him. You got to fight him.
That's probably the best name then, right there. Mean Machine, yeah.
Yeah, fight Mean Machine. I know you ain't fighting. From what I heard, Mikey Garcia, isn't Mikey Garcia trying to fight Terrence Crawford now?
Yeah, supposedly he's seen something.
He saw something last time, so
He saw something, bro. What he seen was another L. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't fucking with Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry, bro.
You know what? I fuck with Mikey
too, man. And shout out to the kid for getting out of his contract and doing his own thing with his own promotion. Bro, like, come on, take the advice of your family, bro. You're not built for 147. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get a bag with Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
it makes no sense to me, you know, because I don't see anything in it, man. You know, I heard just recently that major key is that Errol Spence may be thinking about going for Yordenis Ugas title.
Ooh, you talking about who?
Errol Spence, Yordenis Ugas.
Oh, okay, because if this guy, because he's got the regular and Manny Pacquiao has a super. So
Correct.
if Manny Pacquiao drops it, right, to fight this dude, and they force him to drop it.
You know,
if he goes to fight
you know what it
what's
is?
his name, McGregor, and he drops it, then all of a sudden it's up for grabs.
Got it.
And yeah. I heard that. Yeah.
You got
My
it.
bad, bro. I've been, like I told you, I've been working early, bro. I've been trying to keep up on this boxing shit. So, but you know me, bro. I like you say something, I start thinking about it. Oh shit, yeah, I did hear something about that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess it's to each his own on who is able to navigate the waters the best. So if Errol Spence is going for Yordenis Ugas with the intentions of Manny Pacquiao dropping that WBA title, then guess what? You know, it shouldn't be far from us seeing this damn fight, man.
I can tell you what, man. Look, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence both beat Ugas. If Porter fights him again, I think he does if he realizes that the only reason that the fight was slower was because Ugas is a Cuban-style fighter and was feinting him to make him poor. So he slowed down Porter's work. You know what I'm saying? So as long as he understands that, oh, that's what he did the first fight, now fuck it, let me unleash right now and just go ham like I always do because I'm Sean Porter, Showtime Porter, you know what I'm saying? And fuck it, then he might actually do more damage this fight. But Errol Spence ain't falling for that shit. Terrence Crawford ain't falling for that shit. If he fights one of them, he's losing. You know what I'm saying? I like his style, but he's like a Lara. You know what I'm saying? He's like a Lara in a lower weight class. But at the end of the day, he's not as skilled as Lara. He's pretty good, but he's not as skilled as Lara. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm pretty sure he's gonna pretty much have Yordenis Ugas fighting the same way he did against the last guy he fought, man. It was just, oh my god, it was elevator-esque type shit, man.
Yeah.
Like it was boring as fuck. So
yeah, I remember that was like a Super Six or some shit, or not the Super Six, but I mean like the world. It was like a Super Series or some shit like that, some bullshit like that.
I want to ask you about this, man. Give your humble opinion. Do you think it's possible for Shakur Stevenson to pick up a junior lightweight title before we get Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney? Do you think if he is able to fight, if Shakur Stevenson is able to fight for a title, do you think he'll be able to get the winner of Burchelt and Valdez, or it's going to be more?
Let me stop you. I fell off by mistake, bro. I fell off by mistake. So reiterate. So I start. You were saying if Shakur.
I'm just asking a question about Shakur Stevenson's move, right?
You're right.
You know, he had a little situation where contractually he was going to take the step aside for Jamel Herring to talk fight Frampton last year. The last and final date for them to have their fight completed was the 31st. It didn't happen. So Shakur Stevenson's basically advocating for him to step in and fight for the title. Now, Shakur Stevenson fighting for either that title, Frampton Herring, or Burchelt Valdez. Do you think that Shakur Stevenson this year will be a 2 division champion? And does it give him more leverage to call out somebody 135 being a 2 division champion? Let's just say it's both the WBO. Do you think that would give him more leverage going up to 135-pound division to call out those guys?
Nah, I think first and foremost, he should take the Frampton Herring winner, right? And the reason why is because they're skillful and he's skillful. And then after that, right, he should take on the Burchell Valdez fight winner, because that deals with power. So how hard can you get touched on the chin, right? And then if he comes out of that, then that's a great one right there, because now you're undisputed. Now you bring some real leverage to the 135 division, and now you put everybody on alert. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna probably see some people moving up to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna probably see some people stay and say, "Nah, I'm gonna expose this dude." You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna see some good fights. You know. But right now, I feel like he should fight the winner of Jamel Herring, Carl Frampton. Not that it's easier, because it's a different style matchup. It's about skill. You know, those two got skill. When you're dealing with Valdez and Burchell, you're talking about come forward fighters that are just throwing power punches all night long, right? So it's a different style matchup. So I feel like if you're gonna test your chin, first test your skill. You know, because you don't need to take hits to the chin if you don't need to. So first test that, see how good you are with that. And if you're good enough, then go ahead and face these people, because if you can outskill them, you can outskill them. You know what I mean? And that's that. They don't even need to touch you, because you're going to outskill them. But if you do get touched, though, how can your chin stand up to that? And that's the whole question that we're asking about a lot of these young guys, which I'm glad that they're fighting right now, because even though we're like real hard on people that are not fighting, some of them are really fighting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Correct. Some of them are really pushing it. You know, they're pushing the envelope right now. So we got to give them credit too. You know, so I don't want to see them fuck up just because they're rushing. You know, I want to see them like take their time and do shit right.
So what you've been able to hear with Mikey Garcia, you know, potentially seeing something else in Terrence Crawford. I want to ask you, what do you think about what Manny Pacquiao said? You know, Manny Pacquiao said this about Spence, and Spence returned on Twitter, and you know, he basically said that none of that shit matters. So
yeah, he said that Spence is slower than Thurman. I think that Manny Pacquiao, man, he's just trying to make sure that people buy his fight. You know, he's just trying to push the wave away from him and the Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, because he just want to cash out, man. And you can't blame the dude, man. Like, look, COVID fucked shit up for him, because he was supposed to fight earlier this year. You know what I'm saying? And he's already like 42. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be going on 43 by the end of this year. Like, come on, man. You know, he's already a living legend. He does need to drop the strap, though. Don't get me wrong. He needs to drop that. You know, if you're not gonna defend it, drop it. Let somebody else fight for it, and go have your money fight, bro. If you want to have your money fight, bro, we all love you anyway, Manny. You know what I'm saying? You the people's champ, bro. We love you. You know what I'm saying? Just go out with a bang, fighting Conor McGregor if that's what you want to do. I'm not mad at him, but he does need to drop the belt, though, because he needs to give the opportunity to the upcoming people and stop holding their house.
True words, man. Tell me what you think about my thumbnail, man.
Yo, that's dope. I was looking at it. I seen that it says World Combat Sports. That's what you're snorting right now.
Man, I received the good and the bad. Mostly good, though. You know what I'm saying? They just like, you got too much time on your hand. But I'll say now, I'm being creative, man, because that lady was actually snorting some totally different apps. She was doing some apps. But I say, no, I'm going to take her motherfucking snorting with that straw, and I'm going to do my own little twist to it. But yeah, I was just getting your opinion, man.
Yeah, you got the World Combat Sports ring on the finger and shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
See, you only know that. That's the only person that got it. Only person that got it.
Yeah, of course, man. I see this shit, bro. Yeah, man. I
As
get you.
far
I
as
get you,
boxing
brother.
goes, man, my last question for you, Major Key, is about this Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury, man. Tyson Fury, there's been a lot out there saying they trying to get the $100 million fight with Anthony Joshua. It's still contractual obligations that needs to be handled in litigation here in the States. So we might have either one, Deontay Wilder become a franchise champion. But even though, Tyson Fury cannot unify until the point where undisputed, if he does keeps the WBC title and go in there and fight Anthony Joshua, they cannot change that shit up for Teofimo Lopez now and then say, okay, he beat Deontay for the title, so he's the undisputed. You can't do that if you're going to offer him the franchise. So either way, they're trying to make this $100 million fight for both Joshua and Fury. What's your take on that, man?
Yeah, man. Look. To be honest with you, look, I would like to see the third fight, but I would also I prefer to see the undisputed. And it's no knock to Wilder. It's literally a matter of I would still like to see the third fight, regardless of what happens first. So whether the third fight happens first or it happens after the unification, then I would still like to see both fights back to back. So. Yeah, I want to see, but then again, I'm a little pissed off about Usyk too, just because I think Usyk deserves a chance against Joshua. But fuck, man, Usyk, just step aside for a minute, bro. You just got to this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, just step aside for a minute, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, Usyk is a beast, and he probably could do some damage to Joshua, but there's no reason to push aside a fucking undisputed bout. And so, if there's any reason to push aside the undisputed bout, is for a third fight with Fury Wilder. But I would prefer that. Look, just because I'm gonna be honest with you, just because I'm American, I would like to see that happen afterwards. Because if he does beat Anthony Joshua, which I think his tall, rangy angles will probably beat Joshua.
And I think he has a higher IQ too.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a little older. He's a little more experienced. I think that he'll beat Joshua. And then if he does, then you're giving Deontay Wilder a chance for undisputed.
Okay.
Right? And so as an American, I would like to see if he could take the belts back, because I remember after Joshua lost, after Fury lost, or, not Fury, but Wilder had the belts though. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, all the belts came back to America or to England. You know what I'm saying? This and that. And I now want to say the same thing. Oh, yeah, all the belts came back to America. You know what I'm saying? And just shout out to my English brothers and sisters out there. But, at the end of the day, I want to see that shit come back to America. Heavyweight belongs in America, bro.
That's what it is, man. Any final words to the people?
Yo, everybody listening, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Always support, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? And all that. Go to Major Key Boxing. Click on the link, subscribe, all that. I'm only doing things like once a week right now until I get a little more into my rhythm. But I got a couple ideas, Scotty, and I'm gonna be hitting you up on that very soon about the ideas that I got to really
sure,
like
promote
our channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. You know what it is.
Of course, bro. So, I appreciate you having me on the panel like always, man. And, shout out to y'all. Have a great night.
Continue to cook, man. Best wishes. Salute, man. Much success.
Yes, sir.
Everybody else that was in the live chat, I appreciate you, stand strong in the live chat, man. Even though the numbers were up the damn 5,000 strong, I appreciate everyone that stopped throughout their time heading into the weekend. You know what it is. King Mitch, got to get your last comment. Pac-Man didn't have to mention Spence. He's being honest. He's got two options, Spence and McGregor, simply put. Well, he's definitely going to take McGregor to get the paycheck. He's definitely going to take McGregor. And see, I think I can prognosticate what's going to happen here. Y'all remember I told you this too. Listen to what's going to happen here. Pac-Man ain't winning this fight, y'all. I kind of said this a while ago. Pac-Man going out the window, to retirement. He's on his way out. If he does get the fight with McGregor, as you didn't hear, they're trying to move McGregor into a position to become a WBC champion. Who would be a better organization to make that happen? Having belt A through Z available to anyone. Mauricio Suleiman. So I believe Conor McGregor is going to defeat Manny Pacquiao, moves his record to 1-1. Then after he faces and beat a legend, they're gonna put legend up there. He beat a legend. He fought another legend. He couldn't get it done, but he beat a legend. So therefore, that's gonna shift Conor McGregor more into a legitimate position to fight for a title potentially. I don't know what that title would be in what weight class, but they're trying very hard to make Conor McGregor world champion. Now, that is the buffoonery in boxing that you have to deal with, people. That's why I study multiple combat sports, not just boxing. If I study just boxing, my shit would be super lit. But, I have to study boxing and MMA throughout the day. I have to see what's going on both sides. I got to keep abreast on the flow and the current of both of these mothers, along with grappling, along with Muay Thai. So that's what I'm thinking right now. I do not think Manny Pacquiao is going to walk up out of here a winner. Conor McGregor is going to take all the momentum, and then he's going to start pushing for another boxing guy, and they're going to offer him that. They're trying hard to make Conor McGregor WBC champion. Believe me when I tell you, the UFC is doing some incredible moves, man. And if people just don't sit back and understand what they're doing, they're going to crush you. The UFC is making some moves, man. They're making some moves. They're structured different. They have very minimal individuals to converse with about decisions. They can make them. But when it comes to boxing, so many people involved. Luckily, this is Manny Pacquiao. So it should be very interesting, man. Let me put that up there. That was a good comment right there. Hey, but I shall be back on, man. I'm quite busy, trying to prepare for the WBC amateur tournament. I truly appreciate everyone who stopped through today. Always, man, salute. Y'all keep on grinding. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon for the notifications. And bring more people with you next time and hit that like button. Because we got to grow the channel. One team, one fight. You know what it is. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.
What up? It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tune in to World Combat Sports.